All rise for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Here.
Councilman Cullen.
Here.
Councilwoman Eckhart.
Here.
Councilwoman Hudak.
Here.
Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notation of exits in the front and the rear, an electronic device. Please put it on vibrate. We have 3 public hearings this evening. The first one is Veteran Cold War exemption. I make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll waive the reading of the public hearing. The Veterans Cold War exemption is taxation of Chapter 123 Town Code, Article 3, Veterans Tax Exemption, Section 126-4E, to increase the amounts allowable under the Cold War Veterans Exemption up to $54,000 of the value of the Cold War Veterans Exemption and up to $180,000 of value for a disability exemption. All persons have an interest should be foregone matter. We give an opportunity to be heard at this time. Now, everyone, the first question I think most people ask is, what is it going to cost the average taxpayers? 60 cents. As you know, our veterans, whether they work Cold War or not, are veterans, and I think the county's already signed off on this, and I think we're still waiting to hear from the schools. So that's what's in front of us this evening. They did? Schools passed it as well? I just got word the schools passed it as well. So we're basically trying to follow suit. Anyone in the audience to speak to that? Anyone on the town board? Seeing none, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 2 is the tax bill inserts. Basically, we have tax bills, which we all get. It's your school bill in particular that we're interested in, and it allows us to put an insert in that bill. What we put in the past is notification that you can pay your tax bill online, credit card, things of that nature, and this will allow us to do it. We have done it, but we were told in order to keep it active and so-called legal, that we pass a resolution, and that's what this will be if we accept it.
Second.
Anyone
Second.
second for discussion? Public hearing. Would anyone like to speak? Town board?
Tony, so would this allow us, not necessarily in school tax, and I don't know, and I get my tax bill every year, but for people who might be turning 65 for an enhanced star and things like that, would that possibly be included or not?
We could. I mean,
So there's no limitation as long as it's, I mean,
It's,
obviously
it'll all pertain to a town business. If we have a particular website, we want to notify the public, but, not that there's going to be a big party or,
Right,
something
right.
else is happening. It's just something that all the public should be made aware of.
Okay.
Since we have to do the mailing anyway for
Yeah.
taxes, it
Yes.
saves us money in additional mailing,
Right.
so.
And I
So it's
heard
just
on how
trying to be
true it
efficient.
is, with a tax bill, a school tax bill, you do not have to send them out. It's a convenience
Courtesy, yep.
and a courtesy to the public. And that's why we're kind of using taxpayer money, et cetera, but it's a courtesy to them and we can include it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a water or sewer bill, that's, district, okay?
Yes.
Seeing no hands, I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the next is a recreation definition. Basically, what we have done, we actually were here a while back. The county come back and asked us to rephrase some of the wording, and basically that's been done. It'll be posted on the webpage. You have a recreation, residential, and recreation small scale. So you have commercial and residential, and it's considered small scale. Anyone speak to that? Town board? Seeing none, make a motion to close the public hearing on that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, nothing for the work session, but I'm working on a few things for in a few weeks that hopefully we'll bring to the table. And make a motion to go to the regular meeting portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Waive the reading of the correspondence. Approval of the voucher list, $759,061.18. So moved for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Setting of meeting dates and public hearings. All meetings be held at 1360 Route 22, Brewster, New York, at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Thursday, April 6, 2017. Thursday, April 20, 2017. So moved.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
4 is the budget transfers, waive a reading of those. Number 5 is it's a resolution of performance bond, Brewster Ford.
Second,
What, didn't we second?
To waive the reading of the budget.
to waive the reading.
Oh, God.
Better late than never.
Okay.
We have to approve it too, or?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, number 5, resolution of performance bond, Brewster Ford, 1024 Route 22, tax map 68.5-2-32. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount shall be established for the project set forth below. Project name, Brewster Ford. Bond amount for site improvements, $227,000. Erosion and sediment control, $8,300. Resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the town clerk to the planning board secretary and building inspector forthwith. So move for discussion.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Number 6, it's a resolution of performance bond, Bill Henry Tree Service, 47 Prospect Hill Road, tax map 56.12-11-6. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount shall be established for the project set forth below. Bill Henry Tree Service, bond amount, site improvements, $152,200. Erosion and sediment control, $12,200. Resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the town clerk to the planning board secretary and building inspector forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, number 7 is a resolution memorializing Assembly Bill A711. Now, I don't remember, oh, there it is, okay. A711, okay. What we have now is a memorial resolution for the volunteer firemen for, it's a cancer presumptive bill. As you know, our firefighters are constantly battling, and with 911, I guess after the EPA said everything was fine, we found out things weren't very fine. And these firefighters, when they go out each time to a fire, different chemicals they have access to, breathe it in, and there's cancer causing carcinogens in the air, etc. And this bill will help them overcome that if it's passed up in Albany. I'm quite sure there's quite a bit of support for that. So, discussion. All in favor?
I'll second for
Second.
discussion.
Second discussion, okay.
I don't know if you stated the resolved.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Resolved that the town of Southeast calls upon Governor Cuomo and New York State Assembly to pass the cancer presumptive bill for volunteer firefighters, that the volunteers can be protected from dangers that face with cancer each and every day. Again, so moved for discussion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is a resolution for a culvert replacement, Welfare Road over East Branch Croton River, PIN number 8761-70. We applied for a grant and received it. There's numerous resolve clauses here. The bottom line is that we got almost $450,000 thanks to a state grant to replace that culvert.
And Tony, can you describe where that is? for
Okay, when
people?
you go on Doansburg Road toward Gage Road, you make a left, and that street name,
Well, it's
is
Sherwood.
that Sherwood Hill
It's-
starts there?
Right.
It is.
And as when you get to Sherwood Hill and Welfare Road, right at the junction, there's a culvert right here on Welfare Road, probably 25 feet off of Sherwood Hill.
If
That
that.
culvert is going to be replaced.
And that'll be done in-house by the highway department, or are they gonna?
Sherwood Hill and Welfare?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's.
Our highway department,
Yeah,
yes,
they're
our
gonna do-
highways.
They're gonna do the work themselves.
Our highway
Okay.
department will be doing the work, yes. We have to hire an engineer, other
Right.
than a town engineer. He got us to that point, but in order to get the full grant monies, we have to,
Right.
it goes out to bid, but we're gonna actually do the work, and another engineer has to actually produce the document.
And just so that everyone knows that one of the resolve clauses states that the town of Southeast is going to construct the project. The construction shall begin no later than 18 months after the award, and that the project shall be completed within 3 years of commencing the construction. So appears to be the time frame.
Yes,
And I think it's also important, Tony, that this is, to know that this is not a matching grant, correct? All
it is
funding
not matching, the only thing is the town has to provide the money up front, and every time we spend money, we get the money back up to 450,000. Anything over 450, we would be responsible for it.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
I'll second.
Did we look up again? Okay, it's now second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's do it right this time. Okay, next is a proclamation as April 2017 as Teen Driver Safety Awareness Month. Well, Bob, since you're on this committee to do, do you want to just read maybe the resolve clause on that?
Sure.
Bob's on the Traffic Safety Board for the town. Here.
Resolved that the Town of Southeast Town Board does hereby proclaim April 2017 as Teen Driver Safety Awareness Month in the Town of Southeast. We encourage all levels of government or school district, law enforcement, or churches, synagogues, or youth service organizations, and all the citizens of the Town of Southeast and throughout Putnam County to support programs that promote teen driver safety awareness, thereby protecting one of our most precious resources, our children and grandchildren.
So move for discussion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And number 10 on the agenda is a supervisor's financial report. I have nothing to report. I know this has been your favorite, Lynn, forever.
Yeah,
But
years.
we have a good budget. We're spending the money wisely. So far with the snow removal, we probably use about 2/3 of the budget. And of course, you like not to spend any. And if we have another storm like last time, believe me, we've had it. But at any rate, at this point in time, there's really nothing to report. But by June, one of these figures will be either extra positive or a little bit negative, and only a little bit negative. Other than that, public comment. Seeing none, town board comment.
I mean, the only thing I'd say is that I know I received the brochure from the Recreation Department, the seasonal brochure, in the mail. So I encourage everyone to review it, to see what the Recreation Department has to offer. And if you didn't get one, we have lots here at Town Hall to give to you, so I'd encourage that.
And I believe it's also posted online. Are you coming up to speak? Okay, you missed your chance, but we'll let you go.
It's a public comment.
We had that already.
Oh, I have my hand up. Peter Bell. I happen to have been in my dentist's office a couple of weeks ago, and in the dentist's office, they had, I think it's called Brewster News.
That's the Village of Brewster News, yes.
I understand. What I would like to suggest is to do the same thing for the town of Southeast. It gave all kinds of information about recreation, all different, I mean, a huge trove of information for the Village of Brewster. And we just happened to be talking at dinner, and there are a lot of new residents coming in that really have no idea what the town has to offer. Now, there is this brochure, which I think is a great idea, but if we could have a quarterly or a biannually newspaper like the village does, I think that would give a lot of information to new residents and current residents.
Noted.
Good,
Thank you.
that was it.
Except call it Village Matters, that's its name.
Village Matters.
Thank you.
And just one bit of news, again, from Verizon Fios. I got a phone call from a woman, I don't know, maybe a month ago. They always love to beat you up, you know? You haven't done a thing. Well, I tell you right now, if you go to our webpage under Verizon, every year since I've been in office, I have approached Verizon about putting Fios into our town. I've been told no every time. And then that person must have called our state senator, who called me, and I told him the same thing. Just go to our webpage. I have numerous documents going back and forth between myself and Verizon, and this past week we got another one. And you know what they said? No. It's not going to happen. I won't say not in our lifetime. And I just posted an article where New York City is suing them because they committed to them to put Fios in and they did not. And someone asked me if we could join that lawsuit, and I said, one, we couldn't afford it. Two, it wouldn't be. They never promised us Fios, okay? So we're not going to get it. We may, 5, 10 years down the road, when there's a new technology other than that to get into your system, I don't know how they do it, because you guys with your computers, I don't know how you do it. I use it, but I'm not understanding of it. But they basically sent a letter, or actually it was an email at my request. It's not going to happen. We've done everything humanly possible. We're not the only town without it. Patterson, I understand, does not have it. There's other towns in, the area that don't have it. We missed the boat. Don't know why, but we missed the boat, and the boat has sailed. So you can keep calling me and tell me I'm not doing whatever, but we can't do any more than we've done. We've really tried very hard. And I do want to thank about half a dozen residents that either work for Verizon at some point in time or thought that they could help us, who have come forward on our behalf and have written letters and tried to help us get it. It's not working. So other than that, we're not going to see it.
And the town board, for the 19th billionth time, is not stopping them from coming in, and, because there's, every once in a while, it periodically comes up on Facebook and everything that, oh, I heard the town is stopping FiOS from coming in. That's not true. We welcome competition, and we would be very happy if they came in.
Right.
But apparently when people call up to inquire about Verizon, whoever they speak to is on the Verizon and says, oh, your town won't allow us in. That's not true. They don't want to come in and approach us, but they would need to have a franchise agreement with the town, but they haven't approached us since Tony's been in office at all. So.
And when we signed the last contract, which I believe was 2 years ago, there's definitely a clause in there.
With
that
Comcast.
There is, in the Comcast contract, which is posted online. I can't tell you exactly what section of it, but we put, there's a compete clause. If someone else wants to come into this town, we are going to welcome them with open arms, but it's not going to happen. And Time Warner was one that I approached early on as well, way back when. And as we know, who'd they merge with, Comcast?
No,
Who'd they-
Charter.
Charter?
Charter, I believe.
So, we're not going to get it. So,
And Tony-
Comcast is online as far as a contract, which shows that, because every time a Verizon person goes out, they tell the homeowner, well, your town won't let us in. It's not true.
Right, and also, I think the Verizon Union would actually love the work and would love to install FiOS, and I've spoken to union members specifically about this. So it's a corporate decision and one we can't seem to change anyone's mind.
And I wouldn't mind if anyone calls or contacts Verizon and they have somebody say, well, it's our fault, in quotes. Please get their names. And if they don't give their names, that's a good judge of the credibility. But if you get the names and then forward it to Tony at Town Hall, I'd be more than happy for Tony to contact Verizon and say this individual is saying that we resisted it. And could you please correct them and do it in writing?
We'll take that. We'll take any help we can to get this straightened out. We're welcome with open arms, but I don't see it happening.
And I concur that many towns, the residents are saying the same thing. It's the town's fault. It is not. Tony has been ceaseless in his efforts, and as you hear, many residents have also tried.
Which is good, but we can't get it. Okay, what do you want me to try to get next?
Pardon me?
What do you want me to try to get next?
A winning lottery ticket that you share amongst the town board members.
Maybe we should pass a resolution, we should buy one ticket a year so we can get some money in
Hey,
there.
what the heck?
Okay.
Only the
Okay.
winning ticket.
Anyone else?
I attended a village board meeting regarding water rate increases, which it sounded like would be on the agenda for this year. They haven't had an increase, and Christine, please correct me if I'm wrong, in 7 years. So there will be public hearings on this, and I just want to alert.
In the village, not here.
In the village. I want to alert our out-of-village water users that if they're interested in this is something that they can follow up on, and I'm sure all the information is on the village website.
Not the town.
It's not going to be addressed at this point in time, it'll be further into the year.
Okay.
Until when?
Okay,
Yeah, further in the year.
into the year, there's nothing
Further into 2017.
right.
into our fiscal year.
Okay. In the future, any cross conversation has to come up to the mic so the public can hear it.
Okay. Do you want to come up, Christine, so you can explain, so we get it directly
Yeah,
from
you
you?
did it.
or-
You covered it pretty much, right? You need any more? No,
Okay,
you covered it.
all right. Then I don't have
To
to
be-
go to any
to be
village.
determined.
I don't have to go to the village board meetings for a while. Sounds like,
Wow,
which is great,
good for
but
you.
Anyhow, okay, it will be, I knew it was going to be later in the year as far as enacting or having it apply, but that's good to know.
I would just ask Christine, if it comes up, you're here every town board meeting, if you could bring it up to us, regardless of when it occurs during
Yes.
the fiscal year, and then just let us know. So
It wasn't
quite frankly, we can then post it on our website too.
Yep.
That's part of the function, part of the reason why I attend these meetings.
Very good. And Christine just said that's part of a function, why she attends these meetings.
Okay. Anyone else?
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to close tonight's meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.